The Ship of Fools, Episode 31. The Honeymoon Cruise. The assignment. The Shadow Quest drifted in a quiet stretch of space, its engines humming with the contentment of a ship that had recently done something good. Moxie sat at her station, sipping tea and watching the stars drift by. Snipes was half buried in a maintenance panel, muttering to himself about improving something that didn't need improving. Banning reviewed mission logs with the stoic focus of a man trying very hard not to think about a certain red-haired engineer. Aurora flickered into existence above the command console. "Commander, priority message from Fleet Command?" Banning straightened. "Put it through." A hologram of Admiral Corning appeared, stern as ever. "Commander Banning, Navigator Lane, you are being reassigned for a covert operation." Moxie blinked. "Us?" "Yes," Corning said. "You two will infiltrate the Celestial Embrace, a luxury galactic cruise liner. Several high-profile passengers have gone missing. No ransom demands, no bodies, no clues." Snipes perked up. "A cruise? Like buffets and pools and tiny umbrellas and drinks?" Corning ignored him. "You will pose as newlyweds." Silence fell over the bridge. Moxie's teacup froze halfway to her lips. Snipes dropped his tool. Banning stared like someone had unplugged his brain. Corning continued. "It is the only cover that grants full access to all passenger areas. You will share a suite. Attend couples events. Blend in. Mission begins immediately. Congratulations on your marriage." The hologram vanished. Snipes burst into laughter. "Oh, this is the best day of my life. I'm the captain now, right?" "Not right," Banning said. "Aurora's in charge. You just make sure the ship is in one piece when we return." The Shadow Quest dimmed its lights in amusement. Banning and Moxie stared at each other, both suddenly very aware of the silence between them. Aurora flickered. "I predict this will be complicated." Moxie packed in her quarters with mechanical precision, folding clothes she barely looked at. Her heart thudded in her chest. She had faced anomalies, pirates, and cosmic horrors. But pretending to be married to Banning? That felt like stepping into a star's gravity well. A knock sounded at her door. "Moxie, can we talk?" She opened it. Banning stood there, hands behind his back like a nervous cadet. "This mission requires closeness," he said. "I know. We'll need to act comfortable, natural." "Right." "Convincing." "Right." They stared at each other too long, too close, until Moxie finally broke eye contact. "We should practice," she said. "Practice what?" She blushed. "Being married." Banning's ears turned red. "Right. Yes, good idea. You pretend to have a headache, and I'll go watch some sports on the view screen." Aurora's voice interrupted from the ceiling. "I have compiled a list of behaviors typical of newlyweds." Both shouted, "No!" Aurora dimmed. Understood. The Celestial Embrace was a floating palace, a gigantic vessel wrapped in shimmering holographic light. Music drifted through the docking bay. Passengers in elegant attire laughed and mingled. Banning and Moxie stepped aboard hand in hand. Moxie's cheeks burned. Banning's palm was warm. They walked like two people trying very hard not to think about the fact that they were touching. A cruise attendant beamed at them. "Welcome aboard! Congratulations on your blessed union." Moxie forced a smile. "Thank you." Banning nodded stiffly. "Yes, we are married." The attendant blinked. "You don't sound sure." Moxie squeezed his hand. "We're just overwhelmed. It's our first trip together." Banning smiled. A real one. "Yes, it is." The attendant melted. "Adorable. Enjoy your honeymoon." They walked away, both exhaling at the same time. "We need to be more convincing," Moxie whispered. "I'm trying," Banning whispered back. Their suite was enormous, a circular room with a panoramic star view window, a sunken bed, a private spa, and a holographic fireplace. Moxie stared at the bed. One bed. Banning cleared his throat. "We can take turns sleeping on the couch." "There is no couch." "Oh." Aurora's voice crackled in their earpieces. "I can send Snipes to install a second bed?" Moxie whispered sharply, "No." Banning whispered, "Absolutely not." Aurora paused. "Understood. One bed it is." They stood awkwardly in the center of the room, both pretending not to notice how close they were. "Let's focus on the mission," Moxie said. "Yes," Banning agreed quickly. "The mission." But neither moved. The welcome gala was a glittering spectacle, floating chandeliers, orchestral drones, and guests dressed in shimmering fabrics. Moxie wore a silver dress that caught the light like stardust. Banning wore a tailored suit that made him look like he belonged on a gigolo recruitment poster. They looked like a couple. They felt like a couple. And that terrified them both. As they mingled, Moxie whispered, "3 passengers disappeared last night." "And 2 more the night before," Banning replied. They scanned the room. Diplomats, celebrities, scientists, influencers, all laughing, drinking, dancing. Then the lights flickered. A woman screamed. A man vanished right in front of them. One moment he was there, and the next, gone. Moxie grabbed Banning's arm. "Did you see?" "Yes." The music stopped. Panic spread. Banning whispered, "We're running out of time." The next morning, they attended a mandatory honeymoon bonding workshop. Moxie groaned. "Why is this required?" "Because Fleet Command hates us," Banning muttered. The instructor, a cheerful alien with 6 arms, clapped. "Welcome, lovers! Today we explore emotional intimacy." Moxie turned crimson. Banning looked like he wanted to eject himself into space. "First exercise," the instructor said. "Gaze into each other's eyes for 60 seconds. They stared. Too close. Too intense. Too real. Moxie's heart pounded. Banning's breath hitched. The instructor squealed. "Oh, such chemistry! Yours was a match made in heaven." They broke eye contact instantly, both shaking. That night, they slipped into the maintenance corridors. The ship's luxury facade faded into cold metal and humming conduits. "The disappearances all happened near the central atrium," Moxie whispered. "And the security logs were wiped," Banning said. They found a hidden door. Behind it, a chamber filled with energy coils and prisoner containment pods. Moxie gasped. "These are teleportation anchors." Banning frowned. "But why?" A figure stepped from the shadows. The cruise director, smiling. "Commander, navigator, welcome." Moxie stiffened. "You know who we are?" "Of course," the director said. "I've been expecting you." Banning stepped protectively in front of Moxie. "What are you doing with the passengers?" The director's smile widened. "Upgrading them." The director activated a console. A hologram appeared, showing the missing passengers suspended in energy fields, their memories being scanned. Moxie's stomach twisted. "You're harvesting their minds?" "Not harvesting," the director said. "Preserving. The galaxy's elite are fragile. Their knowledge must be saved." "You're kidnapping them," Banning growled. "Temporarily," the director said. "They will be returned, improved." "You're lying," Moxie whispered. "Yes," the director said. "I am." He pressed a button. The door sealed behind them. Energy fields activated. Moxie grabbed Banning's hand. Banning squeezed back. "We're not dying here," he said. "I know," she whispered. Aurora's voice crackled in their earpieces. "I have hacked the ship's systems. You have 30 seconds." They sprinted through the corridors as alarms blared. Security drones swarmed. Banning fought them off while Moxie disabled the energy fields. They freed the passengers. The director screamed in fury. The ship shook violently. Moxie stumbled, and Banning caught her. Their faces inches apart. He whispered, "Don't scare me like that." She whispered, "Then don't let go." He didn't. They reached the atrium. The director appeared, flanked by more drones. "You cannot stop progress," he hissed. "Watch us," Banning said. Moxie activated the teleportation anchors. The director lunged. Banning shielded her. The anchors fired. The director vanished, teleported into a prisoner containment pod. Silence fell. Moxie exhaled. "We did it." Banning smiled. "We did." They stood there, still holding hands. Neither let go. Epilogue. Unsaid things. Back in their suite, the crisis over, they stood awkwardly near the bed. Moxie whispered, "Thank you for protecting me." Banning's voice was soft. "Always." Silence stretched between them. Heavy, charged, full of things neither dared say. Moxie looked up at him. "Banning, when we were pretending—" He swallowed. "It didn't feel like pretending." Her breath caught. Neither moved. Neither spoke. Then Aurora's voice crackled. "Your shuttle is ready." They stepped apart. Too quickly. Too carefully. But as they left the suite, their hands brushed, and neither pulled away. End of episode 31. To be continued.